Good evening, guys. Welcome back to Sports Nut Nathan, a chill stream. I think it's very apropos for the time of the year. And it's been a while since we have done one of these, but it's been a longer time since we have done Know Your Content Creator. So without further ado, welcome Akshata. Good evening.
Thank you for having me on the show, on your channel.
Thank you. I don't know how long it was when we were supposed to do it, but for me, December was a horrible month in general, so it was just not possible. It's at least 1 month in the making. It was nice to
I
clear
think
up some time and do this.
December was a horrible month only, I feel.
For,
Thai.
for I don't know how's it for you, but because of my Christmas decoration business, plus it is Christmas for me, it's just extremely hectic. So, what about you? How was your December? You said, was it okay? Busy?
No, I think it was not very busy, but I was just trying to, navigate through my own thoughts and was trying to understand how to go about things in life in general. So December was very light that way. There were some days that were very busy, but mostly, after a point I was like, I need a break from social media. I don't want to do the mindless scrolling on Instagram. Just be, just try to be in the moment, just try to, just be.
Yeah, I think
Lala has no choice.
yes. I think I have that. That's one benefit I think of living where I live. I think Goa forces you to live slowly
Mm,
because I always tell mom this. I'm like, this is one of those places, mom, where even if you have money, people aren't going to rush. You know, like how everyone throws money to expedite things. This is one of those places where 9 times out of 10 that doesn't work.
mm.
And I think it forces you to slow down against your will. Some people like it, some people don't. But yeah, I find myself doing that reflecting thing a lot. You know, I think it benefits you if you live in a significantly quieter area as well. Like I was telling Lala, I will
Mm.
was telling Lala and the gang that I can you pick any 4 times of the day. I'll stand outside my house. I'll record a 10-second video for you and tell me if you can hear anything. But you pick whatever the times are. You pick whatever the time of the day, whatever day you want. You pick whatever possible time. I'll record it. I'll send it to you right then and there at that time. You'll hear nothing. I think it's a lot easier for me to
Mm.
do it at least. Yeah.
There. Like if I go to Goa, time will fly. And I'll feel like can't
I you'd be surprised. I think if you live here long enough, you'd be surprised. It also depends on how long you come here, right? Like as we talked before, you're coming here with a purpose, which is very different.
yeah.
If you're coming here just to slow down personally, I think this maybe Shimla, maybe Kerala, these places are where you can go slow down and enjoy. At least from what I've been told by people. I haven't gone to Shimla or Kerala, but I guess I don't need to in a way, as explained above. So
Kerala has such a beautiful vibe, and Kerala is, I think, a state where you'll find everything. There, and so is of course Bengal also has a lot of different things, but Kerala I feel is just complete in its own beautiful way.
yeah,
You'll find
I'd agree.
mountains, the sea, you'll find beautiful weather everywhere. There's also a
I agree.
massive wildlife sanctuary as well. So I feel that it's a it's a different country in itself.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So from what I've been told, I agree. Kerala is not much of a novelty for me because I feel like it's I kind of live there. But for me, Shimla is an interesting for me, like
Mm.
something I'm really interested in navigating one day. So Lana and the gang, yeah.
यार मैंने बोल दिया क्या
Apparent, are you?
rich. Yes,
I mean,
very
the people seem to really. I think
rich.
It's Lala's fault, really. Yeah, as you can see,
I'll tell you what.
Lala's.
I'm. I don't even have a proper setup till date to
That
do yoga.
doesn't that doesn't
I'm just telling you, like in general, like I'm so lazy in life that I always have to sit on the floor, place my laptop on a chair, and then do a live. ये पूरा दीवार खाली है, मैं जमीन पे बैठी है.
Yeah, but
So how am
if you if
I?
you if you go back to my old videos when I didn't have a setup, I was doing it from my bedroom. It just depends on if you enjoy it. Yeah. I don't think it matters. Also, you just put one little like Liverpool sign behind, you'll be sorted. Doesn't really
Yeah, and I
go
could also
as
change my
much as you
wallpaper manually.
could
This I
do that.
wouldn't know then.
We'll get it done. I'm looking forward to this. Lala was like, I asked you during Lala's Liverpool watch log, and I was like, this would be such a lovely way to annoy Lala when Liverpool's playing badly. But then I said, you know what? We'll leave it. We'll ask it some other time. You live in a village while having urban area, while having a small bureaucracy next CM next door, like is the best way. I have thoughts on the CM, but apart from that, I agree. I agree. People. I really live in a village. It's not like if you've come to Goa, I think you have gone to Mojim. Mojim might not be the best example because it's quite commercialized in the last 15 years. There are these pockets where you can get peace, more peace, if that's something you're looking for.
Mm.
So, you know what? While I'm curating through the chat, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? In the off chance someone doesn't know, just tell us your background. Like, what do you currently do? Whatever. Just this is how we start off. We didn't start off that way, but now we'll start off.
Um, so I I don't know how to answer this question. Um, and I'll come to that why later if we get onto that particular part in the conversation. But
We can talk about it now if you want. We can talk about it whenever you like. There is no structure.
I
This is
have
the
been
best
reading
part
this
about
book.
this.
I've been reading this book again by the name of Untethered Souls by Michael Singer, and in which he asks, who are you? So people will say, I'm Akshita, or who are you? I know I'm a content creator, or I'm a podcaster. What are you? No, I'm an entrepreneur. Who are you? What are you in general is not all of this, like it's such a deep question if you actually go into the essence of it. But guess so I have been working in the sports industry for the last 6 7 years, 7 8 years. um, Started off writing a blog which turned into a website by the name of Sports Khabri. Before that, I was working for a fantasy sports platform by the name of Apne 11. But we had to shut shop because of COVID. Then we started Sports Khabri, which I co founded with another friend of mine. It got acquired last year. I'm still on board in a small, tiny way. Um, but now I'm also trying to create more of content around football, other sports as well. As Australian Open starts, I'll start to create more of tennis content. I'm doing podcasts for different platforms. I'm trying to, MC certain events around sports. And while doing all of this, I realized that deep down, I always want to be an entrepreneur. I want to do my own thing. That's how I thought of starting Fanball, which is like an event space where we want to bring all football fans together under one roof. No matter which club you support in India or abroad, you will find representation of you in at Fanball Meet. There's a FIFA tournament that takes place. There are panel discussions, merch stalls, games, interesting activities, to make sure that people come together, talk about football, bond, um, and yeah, just celebrate the sport that we all love so much. Hopefully, get into other sports also once we have a substantial mark in football. We'll start to do other sports as well. So yeah, that's what we are trying to do with Fanball, and trying to be more regular on Instagram and YouTube in 2026.
Just just a little bit of a promo, if you don't mind, for
Well,
people
what did
who
I start?
haven't. No, just for this, guys. Do please drop a follow. I'm sorry, you can't
Yes,
see.
please.
Sorry, you don't have your glasses on. Sorry.
No,
Uh,
I can see it had not loaded by then. I
oh,
can
sorry.
see. Sometimes yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
So,
But
guys, fanball meet. Please, please
yeah,
do
guys.
follow. To stay. Mostly, I would say follow it because you never know when she's going to show up in your city. That's what I'd say. That's all I
Thank
think I
you.
can say. So that's what that's what I'll say. Um, so someone
I
asked,
stu-
what did you study?
I studied
BCom?
BCom honors from Delhi University. At that time, the dream was to um, work for 2 years and then pursue my master's, do an MBA or something, and then just, like travel the world. But 1 year in corporate, I realized it's not something I can do.
What, you don't
Um,
like being told what to do? Isn't it fun?
that's one. Two, two also it's just a vicious cycle. You are told to do the same thing again and again and again and again till the time you don't perfect. But in hindsight, I do feel that everybody should work in a corporate. Before you start your career, before you start your business or whatever, do work for someone else, because it sets standards, it gives you a reality check on how to be a professional. So if you get a good job in a good brand, please go for it. Work for a year or two, learn some basic work ethics, learn about Excel, learn about, how to use Word document, Google Docs, all of that, and then start whatever you want to, because the kind of professionalism that you learn, the kind of patience that you learn while being in a corporate is not something that you can learn anywhere else. Bye.
I don't really, I mean, I hear you. Let me just put it that way. I don't know if I never did it. So I don't know if listen, I told, I told people, thank God my mother's alive. I'd be in jail by now. That's all. That's all I'd say. Yeah, I see some people just completely worn out, and I kind of wonder if I would feel be the same way if I went through the same path, because when we had a little shack, we would always deal with like people who are basically not from Goa, and they wanted, because we had Goan food, right? And you don't get Goan food everywhere. So we used to get all kinds of people who basically didn't want people to know they eat Goan food. I'll be very frank here, and I'll just say it like it is. And I used to see the look on their eyes, and they used to have like this 1,000 yard stare whenever you'd ask them, what do they do for a living. It's almost like they don't even want to talk about it anymore. They're just like, bro, I didn't come here to say one word about this. Can we just talk about anything else? And I used to my dad used to always think that, and look how much money they're making and all, and look, they can do whatever they want. They complain about it, but they have the freedom to do whatever they want at the end of the day, when they take breaks, and they can do things that other people can't because they get paid that well, essentially. And then they come to your shack and they're like, man, I want to quit and open like an Airbnb in Goa. And I can't help but internally giggle, because my dad's looking at them and like, he's like fully shattered inside. He's like, boy, maybe it's worse than I thought it is. And in my head, I was going, see, this is the thing. If you don't actually ask someone, you don't see them on a daily basis how they suffer. On the external, it looks great, right? That's why people love Instagram, right? They get to post the external, basically. And yeah, that's why when you were saying, I think everyone should do corporate. I sometimes think, should everyone even try? Like, sometimes, because it could debilitate you. It could really debilitate you if you get stuck in that cycle.
Yeah, that's why it's important to know when to leave, because they keep on offering you these beautiful short term incentives, while making you dream about some big, massive long term incentive, right? So you're stuck in those loops. Ki, acha, 3 mahine I'll stay and then we'll figure out. I'll stay another 3 months, then this will happen. So you have to very well be aware of when to leave. But I feel, see, you can see this side of the perspective because you hear people talk.
Yeah.
Everybody gets to do that, right? So I feel that what the reality is, how romanticized all of it is, you only get to know once you are in the system, unfortunately, for a lot of
Yeah.
people. But again, as I said, see, it also teaches you patience. I see a lot of young kids, if you give them feedback, they get really annoyed, okay, oh, this is not the way to work, or, they get really, they'll be like very clear that, you can only give me two feedbacks or three feedbacks or things like that. But when you're working in a corporate, you will get at least 20, 25 corrections from your client on some days. And you have to do that. You cannot say no. So it makes you appreciate the small little things, and it also helps you develop that patience.
I hear you. I can't relate because I haven't done it, but I hear it. I see, I can see both sides, like you said. I guess it's part of, owning your, even I didn't do hotel management, but I don't think you need to do hotel management to try and get to know people. You can just see, like, it, also it's like it's your own place, so you can sit there and have the freedom to talk to people. No one's going to go like get up, clean the plates or anything like that. So I got to meet
Yeah.
so many people, and it was crazy. Like I met someone who, I mean, this will sound crazy to you, and I couldn't believe it in real time either. I met like this African American man who was teaching English in South America. He spent 3 months in the Amazon River. By the way, no interest in almost dying because everything in that for rainforest kills you. But he spent 3 months there. And he was like, yeah, I canoed down the water. I'm like, canoed down the Cayman infested waters of Amazon. And he's like, yeah, it was fun. I'm like, I rather get
Wow.
punched in the face. I can't lie. I just rather get punched in the face. That does not sound like fun to me. Knowing that something in the water can kill you while you're floating above it precariously. Hard pass.
No, I
Thank you, sir.
can see a snake popping in and eating me alive.
Yeah, I mean, and then he told me like, then he came to India. He's like, I'm gonna be in India for like 3 months. I'm like, 3 months, okay. What are you gonna do? Then he's like, I'm gonna go back to Las Vegas, which is where he worked, and he was a sous chef, which is basically assistant to the executive head chef or chef de cuisine, or depends on the system of restaurant you go. Let's not go there. I'm way too much into food as it is. It's unhealthy for me. And he told me I'm gonna work for 6 months and then do it again. And I'm like, man, there are
Wow.
so many ways you can live this life, right? Like I was just sitting there completely in awe of him. I'm like, that's an interesting way to live your life as well if you don't need structure of any sort.
Mm,
It's just so awesome, like having your own place and just meeting people through,
yeah.
technically my job, but also, something I like doing anyway, meeting new people. And they
Yeah.
come to you. That's the best part. The best part is they come to you. You don't have to go to them. So it's a bit better.
It's like reading a book or reading a book of short stories, no? Every day you're reading someone else's life, seeing a part of them.
Yeah,
It also
I
helps you so much about the world.
yeah. I think I happen to meet so many people. And my mom is really excellent at maintaining these relationships. Like she messages them on Facebook and she knows
Oh,
who's had kids and everything. So
that's so
it
sweet.
was just, and then you get to see their story, through Facebook because you haven't seen them in a while too. So, yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
So, is there anything else you'd like to tell us? You told us what you study. You told us what you currently do. Anything, any future plans you'd like to use the new year as what is it called? The resolution part of the new year. Like to put
I'm just
anything out
trying
there?
I'm just trying to be more in the moment. I think yeah, moment to moment, that's how I want to live my life. Yes, I want to plan for the future, but I also am very clear that I don't want to spend time overthinking and overanalyzing. Just, yeah, one day at a time. One day at a time. Thank you. Thank you. Very, very grateful. And also try to, like, I have set this thing which I wanted to do last year as well, that I wanted to travel, like walk 10,000, 12,000 steps every day, which I couldn't achieve last year because, I tried different things at fitness, didn't work out, eventually was, yes, went kept going down. But this year I'm really serious that I want to work out a lot and I want to walk a lot and not have a lot of coffee. I can keep talking about it because the list is still not ready in my mind, no, Nathan?
I mean, you can say whatever you want. It's a chill stream. We're not time bound. You can
No,
say
because
whatever you want.
I
If you
don't
have things coming to your mind, you can just say it. It's all cool.
I don't have a list ready. So I do want to, like I have a lot of coffee, like sometimes 4 5 cups in a day, and I want to really not have that much coffee. Just 2 cups now, one in the morning, one in the evening. Very clear of that. Walk 10,000 steps, which thankfully I did yesterday also, today also. Prioritize my health and listen to or at least read a book. So I'm listening to Veer Das's audiobook. His latest book is really nice, very funny
Sorry,
if you
he
are into
writes. Oh, okay.
Veer. He's This is his first book, but he's such a funny man and he's had such a beautiful, inspiring life, I feel. So yeah, listening to his audiobook. I want to read more this year, or at
I
least
can't
listen to
read.
audiobook.
I can't read, so I'll have to listen if I ever were to do it. I don't have
We
I
listen
don't have the bandwidth
listen to the
enough.
audiobook. It's fun.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
it's
take
like
the
a pod.
recommendation later.
Yeah.
That I don't mind listening to. I have this beautiful one. I mean, I don't. Most people roll their eyes at me when I recommend it, but I have a history podcast I'm really looking forward to actually listening to this year. It's called I think it's called Empire. It has everything. It has like niche battles, and I mean it's incredible. And it's in short bite-sized episodes, which make it for someone like me at least who has a hard time paying attention for that long. Yes, it's called Empire by Cole Hanger. It's
Mm.
incredible. If you like history, I recommend it. Uh, so
I
yeah, my
know.
to listen to. You don't like history?
No, but I'm very fascinated by the idea of history, Nathan. I've because and it's something that how I wish was taught better in school, that to understand today's world, it is so important for all of us to know the history.
Nobody gets that. I'm so glad you said it and not me because uh, I
Yeah.
I had a very good history book. I told we were having this discussion I think a couple of weeks ago. I can't find
Mm,
that history book. Someone told me to send it to them, but it was so long ago. I can't
mm.
find it. I had this history book in 600 that had everything, and I mean, like, of course, in bite size because I mean, 600, but had everything from the Renaissance era to the Delhi Sultanate to Lord Wellesley and Horatio Nelson. And I mean, it was incredible. Like, I had all that at the palm and the rise of the Protestants, Martin Luther, who was the founder of Protestants, and then stories about Henry VIII. It was like all like in a kind of like a chronological order. It was very, very fascinating.
It was in
Constantinople.
chronological order. Wow, man. Because often
Yeah,
it
because it's
gets
difficult to keep track. So if you don't do it that way, then it becomes a bit of a headache. But yeah, sorry, you were saying?
no, no. I was just saying that chronological order is so important because then so many things happen simultaneously also, right? That it becomes difficult to keep a track. But
Yeah,
it's so
also I
important.
think people you know what I don't like about history. The way we are taught is we have to remember the date first. The
Yeah.
date. And the date's
Yeah.
very annoying because you have to remember the day and the date and the year. So that's
That's why I gave up. Yeah.
I can't tell you the amount of people that got worn out just because they had to rely on passing an exam like that.
Yeah.
And then they were like, I'm not interested anymore. And it's really disheartening because we will get onto it later. But when I ask you this question, it will tie up to that. But there is so much. See, I always preface this by saying erasing history, whether it's positive or negative, is basically tearing away at the strands of the country you live in. Because we take everything and we amalgam it today. And that's
Hmm.
what we are. And the best example is something we love every day, samosa. Where is samosa from? Do you know? The Middle East. I believe it's from Iran.
Wow.
Pau. Pau is from Portugal. There was no Pau before the Portuguese came in. So it's not everything in history is good, right? Nobody likes bragging about everybody getting massacred and all. But the remnants add layers to what your current country is, especially if you use those things. Like that's why I gave samosa and pav as the best example because it's everyday food every man eats. And
Yeah.
whether you're rich or you're poor, everybody's eaten a samosa if you've lived in this country for sure.
Mm.
So I think history is important, but if we hide and manipulate, people will not know how. Sometimes I think while manipulating it, you also remove some of its richness.
Yeah.
So this is an issue. But
Yep.
that being said, Beerus, because you were talking about fitness, he has the potential. I don't know what that means, dude. I'm way too old to have potential, but thank you. If he gets shredded or works out more, it's over for everyone. I don't know who everyone is again, but since you have mentioned it, Beerus, I think this is the year I finally start losing weight seriously. My health has been quite compromised in the last 2 years. My mortality has been very abundantly clear to me the last 2 years. A lot of hospital visits. So something to look forward to. In fact, I am going to bring all of you guys in it. Maybe if Akshata also wants to join, maybe Lala wants to join. I want to bring something into it. I want something a lot of the people in this country don't have. I want to be accountable this year. So I want to be accountable for my weight loss. So if everybody wants to join in, I would love to have them in. We will obviously
Mm.
discuss it behind the scenes, but I have a little idea. Let's see how it turns out. But yes, thank you for reminding me. I had to. That is something I wanted to tell everybody. I'm looking forward to losing some weight.
Mm.
In the
I'm also
meantime,
very simple.
yeah, but you don't have weight to lose, yeah. Okay, no,
I
I know that sounds really rude, and people in the chat will laugh and all. But come on,
no, but that's why I want to build muscle, so I want to lift and
ah,
all. And I was thinking
okay,
about it today. So I was thinking about it today only that for me, walking is comfort. So it's
hmm.
easy for me. Like
I was actually just going to ask you, how do you manage 10,000 steps in Delhi? It seems like you'd have to breathe in a lot of air while doing it.
I do. I do inhale a lot of toxic air, unfortunately. But if I don't walk, then my mental health goes for a toss. So for the sake of my mental health, I have to walk. Is something that I've made peace with. And it's my
Mhm.
me time. I'm just there looking at the trees, looking at the path, just like introspecting certain things. I think everybody should walk for whatever time you can. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Walking is I think the easiest way to connect to mother nature, at least in my humble opinion. I feel that anyway. But I want to lift more weights. I want to, which I was doing very actively last year, Nathan. Matlab, from January to June I did work out very efficiently, but then I stopped, and then I just couldn't pursue it again. And it's also because it's all of these things are out of our comfort zone, right? Like, even when we want to do something different, we try to hold on to things that are more comfortable to us. So to come out of your comfort zone is where most of the energy in your mind goes to. एक बार आप करने लगोगे, then it won't take much time.
Yeah, I agree. For me, it is cardio. Like I think you were on the stream that day when I told you. Uh, there were people who were asking us, right, if I'm interested in this girl in the gym. I'm like, bro, I ain't looking at any girl in the gym. I'm lifting weights. I couldn't give a shit if people are dying behind me. My headphones are on. I'm just picking up weights. If people want a spotter, if people want to work out with me, I'm in. Otherwise, whatever's happening behind me, it could be a war zone. I don't know what's going on behind. I'm not interested. So that's the thing. But then when I go on the treadmill, I go on the elliptical, I feel like I'm aging. Every minute I feel like I'm aging. I'm like, oh my god, this is eternity. How do people run marathons? It is soul
Yeah.
sucking. do this.
Yes.
It's so off-putting to start running when you all you want to do is get stronger.
But also, if you go out and run in the open, in the outdoors, it's also so liberating, and it actually sometimes makes you just want to smile and be. Maybe that's why kids love to run so much. I think it's just quite natural for us to find joy in running.
Hmm.
Not running for the
Agree.
sake of those step counts or to, to burn those calories. No, just run for the fun of it.
Hmm. I think as you get older, you lose that childish innocence and that lack of care, about what else is happening around the world. I think that's why when I look at children now, I go, damn, I'm never gonna get that back.
Hmm.
It's not even like just the simplest things, like when they see something new for the first time and their eyes light up. It's like, damn, when's the last time I'm gonna feel that way? And it's really crazy because it really makes you think in real time how much we take for granted, or rather are not aware. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say take for granted might be a bit of a strong word. I would say the self-awareness, I would say, especially as you're younger. As you get
Yeah.
older, that's why now I get it. Like understand why like old people look at young people and are jealous or envious or sometimes straight up just hateful, right? Because they at some point of time would just go, man, I would have done that if I was younger,
Hmm.
but now I can't do it and my time has passed. I see that now. In different ways. I'm not envious like that, but I see it in other more innocent ways. Like first time you
Yeah.
taste something nice. Anyway, someone said
Yes.
they told you to change something to the.
It was earlier not Akshata Shukla. My Instagram was called Happiness Attracts Happiness, but I changed it to the Akshata Shukla. Thank you so much, Manas. Very grateful. I'm doing well. Hope you're doing as good as well.
Yeah, so Jensen's from England. He's from London. He's an Arsenal fan.
Mm.
The Britain's national dish has basically been, at least from what I remember, chicken tikka masala. Yeah, it's a fact. It's actually voted on. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. What United does to a man. No English, but no, I mean, no English. No United talk. Not English of Baratheon, Nathan of his name. I'm sure that's a Lord of the Rings reference or a Game of Thrones reference, which I don't watch. I didn't watch either.
I
Just
watched
letting.
GOT. Lord of the Rings, I haven't. I want to read Lord of the Rings,
Oh
but I
God,
also.
I didn't realize you had 10 years of free time.
Oh, now I can listen to them now. Audiobooks में होंगी कहीं ना कहीं. I don't know if so there are certain audiobooks, and thanks to the fact that they have been turned into audiobooks, I have listened to Harry Potter God knows how many times now, only because it is in audiobook form. I feel that
I
audio
thought the
is the best
movies
way.
were okay.
Huh?
I thought the movies were okay. I know people who were reading it in real time, watching the movies in real time. They were like, "Oh, it misses out something." I'm like, they got 2 hours. They've got it. Doesn't even take. It takes you 5 hours to read that book. They got 2 hours of movie. What do you want them to do?
Yeah, but I'm really excited. I'm genuinely excited for the series because I feel that the series will be able to do a lot more justice to
More
the
time to
books.
expand it. I agree. Uh,
Yeah,
no, she doesn't have weight to lose.
yeah.
Listen, I wasn't being insulting. As an overweight person, a lot of people would like that, be in that position.
I'm 50 kgs and I'm 5'3", so I'm not I don't have weight to lose. I want to gain. I want to be around 52 maybe. I'm not even 50 kgs, I'm lying 48.
No, that's that's not what I was thinking about. I was thinking about that, that stupid thing where at the gym you get where they tell you what's the weight you're supposed to be at the height. So I was trying to think because when I was in judo, we had that
If I'm a
stupid
little
machine which everyone did it.
I but I want
You
to
want
be
to
a
be a
little
little
chubby. Like
little
over here,
chubby.
I'm a fine jaw, a little chubby. Yeah.
So you just want your cheeks protruding a little. Okay, got it.
Yeah. I'm
I need
five
to
three.
gain
Yes,
weight.
I'm 5'3".
I need to gain weight. Want to trade? The trade's not worth it, Jensen. Trust me. It's really not. It's really not. The hospital visits will tell you that 100 days, 10,000 steps. Are you mad? I don't even want to leave my house. 10,000 steps. I gotta do weights, man. Or I gotta get like one of those machines where I'm
But Nathan,
depressed
if
and
you
running.
drive, I've realized one thing. So I don't do this, but a lot of my friends, as soon as they get a call, they start to walk. I don't do it. I've realized that you, while walking, while like talking, also you can cover so many steps, which I don't know how often can this be. Like, I don't know how important are those steps because that's more of a leisure walk. But yes, it's not tough.
It's not tough. It's not tough to do it. It's tough to keep doing it. That's a better
Yeah,
way of putting it. It's tough
exactly.
to keep doing it.
Also, it's just a lifestyle. Like I'm hardly carrying my phone if I'm walking around in the house. And in the house only, I have like this tendency of walking a lot. I will make sure I'm going to the kitchen to take water, or I'll just randomly walk around and just be because I can't sit still. But if you just start being more aware of taking those steps more often, like
Yeah.
while answering a call, or not have a bottle around you, and every time you want to drink water, you go to the water cooler or to the
Yeah.
kitchen to get yourself some water. By just slight small changes in the way you live, only you can make a difference to yourself.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. I've lacked motivation since I used to go to the gym every day for 6 years straight, 5 days a week, 2.5 hours. But then during the pandemic, I had to stop because,
Mm.
first of all, for obvious reasons, but second of all, when I was about to start, I found out from people who I used to go with before I stopped that they know people that have COVID, come to the gym, then then feel it later. And you're touching everything and the sweats everywhere. And I'm like, and I've got, in particular, my dad who's not keeping well. Like, it's not worth it for me at least to, I mean, okay, I won't able to maintain my muscle mass. I'll be really fat because the muscle will turn into fat. And I was like, man, this is not a game I'd like to play. Even if this somehow, all it takes is a little bit, right, to transfer. So I didn't go for like 2 years, and then it's been rough trying to go back, and it's
Hmm.
kind of depressing because I liked going there. It was a great release for me,
Yeah.
but I have to go
Yeah,
back again now, I suppose, at some point of time. Ah,
one day
yes,
at
the
a
word I was looking for was BMI. When
I
when you
love
said the 5'3", sorry,
I love Rhythm's comment. Akshita, I have a confession. I thought you're the most beautiful content creator. Then I saw Nathan with a haircut.
the haircut. I was telling. Seriously, the lack of self awareness I have sometimes is even shocking to me. I was seeing, I think it was you and me on the thumbnail, or I think it was like a bunch of us on the thumbnail. And this was like before my birthday, because I have the haircut thing is a complicated thing that I've explained to everyone already. I don't want to bore you with it. But the thumbnail I gave you to make today, right? So that is literally days after getting the haircut.
Okay.
And few days before that, I gave obviously the old photo I looked at the time to someone. And I was just doing a little side by side. And I was like, really, I really went a little too far this time, didn't I? And everyone was in the chat like, yeah, you might want to go a little more frequently than you're used to.
But
Like, it's a good point. It is a good point, to be fair. That's what I realized this
it's
year. Sorry, what were you saying?
no, it's so cool or fun for men that they can have like two different looks, one with a beard, one without a beard. If
I
someday
mean,
randomly you want to look younger, you'll just go and get a shave.
okay, like that. I mean, listen, I don't think you should be talking about that. I
Yeah,
think
because
you
I have
look.
so see.
No, no, but I think you should. I think you look pretty young. I don't know how everyone feels, but I've seen it in the chat. I mean, you look pretty young.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're trying to say exactly about this beard thing.
No, but
You're
men, this is the case. No, I have friends who are in their mid 30s, and if they shave, they start to look like they're in their mid 20s.
that's a nice benefit to have for sure.
Yeah. And
So
also
this
the
is the point.
skin that, like, the fresh skin also
Yeah,
looks like you, like, whatever.
that does happen. Yeah. I noticed because sometimes I remove this and I just keep the French beard, to
Mhm.
continue the old Goan style of facial hair. So I do that sometimes, and then like my skin is like really shiny. I'm like, can't complain, like it's fine. WhatsApp chat, how are we? We're good. We're good. What's up, everybody? I hope everyone's enjoying it so far. Um, okay, we'll move on to some fun stuff now. I mean, I thought we were
Hmm.
having fun in general, but some more fun stuff. Let's put it this way. Um, I'm going to save the food one for later because I want to have a lot of fun with that one. I'm gonna save the food one for a little bit. Um,
Mhm.
let's ask. Let's keep it on sports before we move completely away. Why Liverpool? When Liverpool? And what else do you like watching? What is an underrated upcoming sport to you that you might want to take interest in, but you haven't watched it? Feel free to answer in whichever order you want.
So, I didn't grow up watching a lot of sports. I grew up watching a lot of cricket. So, cricket was one
Same.
sport that I used to watch a lot, like Test cricket, one day. उस time पे T20 नहीं था. So, yeah, I used to watch a lot of cricket. And when I was younger, at that time, we used to also have commentary, like radio commentary of cricket.
Yeah.
So I used to have my radio phone and no screen wala, so you could listen
Yeah.
to commentary, all of that. When I was in 11th grade, I was randomly watching a match of tennis, and I had no friends or no family member who used to watch tennis. It just randomly happened. And I remember during the match, it was one of the Grand Slams, and was Roger Federer versus Songa, which Songa won and Federer lost. But during the match, there were also ads of Rolex, which made me realize that Roger Federer, who's also playing in this match, is a star player because he's endorsing Rolex, right? I watched that match, understood the scoring system, and tennis is, for someone who's new to the sport, tennis scoring system is not easy to understand.
Yeah.
But it just naturally happened, and I started to watch more of tennis, fell in love with Nadal, and ever since 11th grade, I've been regularly watching tennis. So that was one sport that I was following as a kid. Football, once in 4 years, World Cup देखती थी मैं, not a regular fan. But when we started Sports Khabri around that only, actually, I was working for Apne 11 at that time. I realized that I have to, if I want a serious career in sports, then I have to understand more of sports. That's when I started watching more of football. And I feel Liverpool chose me. And I feel that it's true for every sport. It's the athlete or the team that chooses you and not the other way around. And that's what happened with me with regards to Liverpool. I was watching one match. I realized that, this is such a nice team. This is such a nice coach. And why is it that they're not kept at such a high regard that they should be? So that underdog wala vibe I got from Liverpool, that's one thing that pulled me towards the club. The same thing happened with Nadal also. Hamilton I started to love because the first race that I ever watched was won by Hamilton. So that's how I like fell in love with Hamilton. But I feel that there's no specific one reason that you start to follow a team, at least in my opinion. It's meant to be.
All right. And
And a sport that I would want to get into would
mhm.
maybe, this is something I was thinking about today. That I see, like neither I envision myself as an entrepreneur, like like a
Mhm.
proper entrepreneur. Okay. And I'm old school. So the pickleball bonding is not something that I see myself doing. Or pickleball networking is not something that I see myself doing.
I'm sorry,
I
that's
would,
a thing. What is
yes.
pickleball networking? Please enlighten me. I live by the beach. We have better things to do.
So there are a lot
Sorry.
of networking events now happening around pickleball, in which, and it's for different professions also. It's for corporates, it's for lawyers, it's for doctors, it's for the richest of rich people also. So they are coming together to play football, to play pickleball, to network, to discuss business meetings. You know how golf used to be, is what they are thinking that pickleball will replace golf for. But yeah, I also restarted watching Modern Family, and while looking at Jay, I realized this is what I want to do eventually. Like be super rich and go to these fancy golf circuits. क्या बोलते हैं उनको वो भी नहीं पता मुझे. I know nothing about golf, just by the way, guys.
Golf courses, golf course.
Golf circuit. Oh my god. Anyway,
Well, actually, you can go if you want the rich thing. Then you technically have to go to a country club with a golf course. Those are where the rich people hang out when they're doing nothing. So there are straight up golf courses, and then there's like how we have gymkhanas, but they call it country clubs. That's what it
hmm.
is in America.
Okay. So yeah, someday hopefully when I'm rich. And NBA also, because I feel that I want to know more about basketball in NBA, which I think of every season at the start of every season कि ये इस बार होना है, but again I
Too early, too early in the morning. Can't do it. I used to watch it all the time. We grew up Bulls fans, Jordan fans. I used to
Hmm.
watch it with my dad when I was really early. I watched him play live, but I can't remember anything. Uh, that's how early we were watching basketball. But when we moved to Goa, basically cricket, basketball took a back seat. It was
Hmm.
wrestling and football. That's what people liked watching here. So,
Hmm.
was I blessed to see Sharapova winning the Wimbledon? I don't know if this is supposed to be some kind of setup, Shanks, but the answer is yes. Yes, I was. I suppose I was. I was blessed to watch Nadal absolutely wipe the floor with someone at the French Open few times.
Wow. I watched Nadal when
Uh,
he had come to Delhi for the Davis Cup.
yeah. Oh yeah, they came to India for the Davis Cup. That's right.
I was yelling, oh my god, Nadal, I love you, Nadal, I love you, bhai saab. Crazy moment of my life.
That must have been fun. When I completely cracked when I saw him get himself uh, permanently embossed into the Philippe Chatrier Stadium the other this year. And then when the guys came out and surprised him and he cracked even more, I was like, damn man. Oh, thank God I don't watch tennis. This would depress me even more now. I
I
saw the
did
last
think
game. I remember 3 o'clock in the night, sitting there watching Nadal and Federer play doubles match against two absolute bums that they would absolutely mop the floor with 10 years ago. I'm looking at these guys. I'm like, these guys aren't impressive. You're picking on old people. This does not
did you
impress.
did you cry, bro? I cried
Oh,
so
I
much.
was destroyed. I hated Federer so much because for me it was just rivalry, right? I don't care. They used to hang out in their free time with their families on the beach. I don't care about that. But then when they both sat there crying, I was like, come on, man. Let me live with this, that you bested him so many times. But they couldn't. They couldn't
The
let me
whole
have
thing has been crying, bro. I mean, whole such a
that.
sweet romantic moment between them.
I remember the time, yeah, it was between 3:30 and 4 o'clock in the night. And I was like, man, why am I doing this to myself? I know they're gonna lose. I know they're gonna lose because these young people are gonna take advantage of their injury-riddled bodies. I'll be frank with you. Those people couldn't hold a candle. They probably wouldn't able to hold their bags into the court. That's how terrible they were. They were just picking on people double their age. They'll never be good. They never ever ever will be as good as them, and just watching them lose to those people was so annoying to me. I know it was a friendly, okay, people. Before anyone goes, it was a friendly, relax. I don't care. Okay, I wanted them to win, and I wanted them to go out on a high.
Mm. Bro,
Go
I
to
think even somebody mentioned Djokovic is the only goat of tennis. As
absolutely.
someone who grew up loving Nadal, if I can say that Djokovic is the goat of tennis, I think it says a lot about
It
Djokovic.
says that you gave up, but I will not. He is not the goat of tennis. Thank you very much. He is absolutely not the goat of tennis. But here's the thing, right?
I
If we are all going to
know.
look at it, we are going to look at it objectively,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Federer and Nadal had so many competitors. But
So many
towards,
injuries.
yeah, I was going to say that. But then later on, they had so many injuries, and that's when the rise of Djokovic really happened, right? Now, it's obviously not his fault other people got injured. So I can't really use that as an excuse. But you have to take it into account. When when Roger Federer was in his prime, he used to play with all-time greats like Pete Sampras. That
Mm.
was the guy before Federer. He used to play him, and then later on he took on a young Nadal, and there was this thing, right? This top 10 was so stacked back then. It was crazy. We had Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, Murray, Roddick, Joe Wilfried Songa, Gael Monfils, Richard Gasquet, Juan Martin Del Potro, David Ferrer, Stanislas Wawrinka, Juan Carlos Ferrero. I mean, God, I'm showing my age here, but that's that is the people we watched. It was a stacked top 15. Nowadays, these people can't even hold on to the rankings for a year. And
Because they're too
right now,
distracted also, na. Like,
yeah, but what
I
I'm
don't.
trying to say is it's not the same. It's really difficult to make a goat argument, was kind of my point. He's very good though, and I'm starting to like him, which I don't like that about me. Starting to like him more and more these days. But yeah.
I've really started like Djokovic a lot. And no, I'm sorry, Kyrgios. Okay, somebody mentioned Kyrgios. A. I legit used to love Kyrgios. I thought he's this amazing guy who can do a lot because he's Sunky. I don't know. Do you know what Sunky means, Nathan?
No, but I've seen him, and I can assume
Crazy.
he's a shithouse, basically.
No, he's a crazy person with so much potential, but the man has zero control of his mind and his anger. If he did, he could have done so much, and especially after this so-called battle of the sexes wala match, which was absolutely unnecessary, which was done god knows for what reason. I have started to, whatever feelings I had for Kyrgios are down to a new level of low.
I hear you. I hear Michael Jordan loves Jordan shoes. He has a good collection. I've also heard that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Craig Popovich retired. I mean, you won't know who that is. Never mind. Apologies. Another goat retired. Gary Neville at Valencia. Why did I fall for this? I'm not doing United. Thanks, but thanks, Chance. Thanks. Um, all right, we did sports. Oh, you know what? I can't wait to do a collaborative stream with everyone. I love MMA. Love it. And I loved it ever. It came at a time where all my favorites in other sports started retiring. And I was like, yeah, MMA is coming up slowly in like 2010. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm not invested. I just want to see people beat each other up and excellence. That's it. I
Wow.
don't I don't really care. So this came up at the perfect time, and now I'm so into it. I love talking about MMA. If it was up to me, I'd have an MMA channel and just bring people and talk to them because I absolutely love it. I really think
I
it's
have
upcoming. And the
professional
sorry,
MMA.
you
I have
went?
friends who are professional MMA players, so if you want to interview any of them.
That'd be great. But the reason I say that is I think there is so much untapped potential still in MMA. It's only 30 years old.
Yeah.
And and in particular the UFC is making gigantic strides and leaps in terms of getting coverage around the world. And for me, that has always been underrated. Yeah. I think, but I do understand that a lot of people cannot see uh, the visceral reality of people literally getting their souls taken for them in live on live TV. Because you can, in many of these matches you can hear how hard the punches are. Some of it is really visceral. Their noses are broken, arms are
Yeah.
broken.
Yeah.
They're knocked out
Shoulder to
cold.
shoulder
Sometimes it
is so common.
yeah. So, but for me, it's extremely underrated. I can't wait to do like a giant watch along. I was hoping we can do a giant watch along, all you guys, for the July card because UFC is going to the White House. That's going to be fun. So yeah, I was thinking about that. I can't wait to see the look on your face when you see like people taking naps in real time. That'll be fun. Yeah. So you
Djokovic
mentioned
and
books.
Messi comparison. Did not expect this, but okay.
He makes a great point, though. I hear it. I hear that. Alcaraz is good. Alcaraz is good, but he doesn't have the high level competition Nadal and Federer have. See, this is my problem. It's not
Competitions.
necessarily how good these people are. It's more about the depth in in competitions. Competition.
Like how when Medvedev was slowly rising is not, yeah, maybe rising is the right word. It did feel like maybe he has a potential, and even then he also had his own issues. Now he's not able to control his mind again, like anger issues, blah 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 blah. Um, Tsitsipas, I felt when he had come that he also has potential, but again, this one guy you remember Nishikori, right? वो तो पता नहीं
Hey
कहाँ गया,
Nishikori.
मुझे
Nishikori.
समझ ही नहीं आता वो कहाँ गया.
You have a crush on Akshata, I'm head over heels. You and everybody
Oh,
else in the chat, dude. Line up.
uh, but
Uh,
have you watched a MMA event live in person?
no. But mostly
I
mostly because I refuse to leave.
I have in Bombay, and it was crazy, bro. I didn't, and it was in this like dingy sort of a stadium. Bhai sahab, mad crowd.
The Shilpa Shetty Raj Kundra organization is
No, no,
that's the
no, no, not there's another one, a smaller event.
one. Because they used to show that on Star Sports. So I mean technically I watched a live event in India, but I wasn't there. That's how I was because they made a deal with Star Sports at the time to watch it. So I used to watch it then. You can see a clear gap in quality though. It's in many ways Indian MMA is like Indian football without anyone going on a crazy rant. No, no, like genuinely, it's not a joke. I've watched enough MMA to tell you there is a very visible gap. Like
Still,
people,
it's
people have to go
yeah,
outside
yeah.
of India to get training. Yeah.
And if I'm
Sorry, what
not
was
wrong, there's only one. There are only two, three people who've actually made it to USC from India. So abhi tak.
Anshul Jubli, Pooja
Yeah.
Tomar, and there is this guy who was fighting in Singapore. I totally forgot his name. He was a last minute addition to a Singapore Hong Kong card, but he trains in Singapore.
Yeah.
Three
With
three
such
people.
it's so new relatively in India. Of course, as you mentioned, it's 30 years old. India में
Yeah.
अभी at least मैं जितना देख रही हूँ पिछले 6-7
2017?
साल.
Yeah. 2017, I think 10 Sports got the rights. The good
Yeah.
news is 10 Sports clearly seeing some benefit in viewership because they have renewed their contract again with the UFC. So that is
No,
good.
I'm really sorry with him. I hope you're doing better now.
My God, I didn't even read. I just highlighted it. Oof.
I've learned to read
I'm
and then
sorry to
put
hear that.
people put a lot of weird things also. So I do.
I'm doing my best, Akshata. That's all I'm going to say. Okay,
No,
please.
I was like super careful. Kal I was not. I put something on the screen. I didn't even realize what that was, and then I realized, oh, because I was doing a live after so many years, months.
Yeah, we need you to get out of this nonsense now. It's time you become regular now. We gave you the 2025 pass, but yeah.
I understood Djokovic is the Bruno of tennis. We
Mhm.
have got your message. We've also put it on the screen, addressed it also.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if she agrees with her, but I agree. So you were talking about books earlier. Any books you'd like to recommend? Okay, what genre do you normally read, like for fun?
But nowadays, um, I'm reading either autobiographies or I'm reading spiritual books. So I'm simultaneously reading Chance of a Lifetime by Krishna Das, which is kind of an ode to his guru and also an autobiography. And then I'm also reading Veer Das's book. Um, the last fiction I read was Before the Coffee Gets Cold. It's by a Japanese author. I keep forgetting the name. I mean, it's a series of books. So I read till book number 5. Couldn't go beyond it because I think it was very repetitive after a point. Um,
So the
but
coffee did
yes,
get cold.
it well,
Toshikazu Kawaguchi.
Yeah, I keep forgetting the name, yeah.
No,
But
I'm
yes,
reading
something.
the name. I'm reading the name to tell people. I was just asking you if that's him or not. Yeah.
But I think, yes, spiritual books and autobiographies are something that I'd like nowadays. But I want to go get back to fiction because I think it's just, if you want to complete a task of reading these many books in a limited period of time, then I think fiction does it really well for you, because then you are just like into that zone. So I every year I have to reread Harry Potter books. That's one thing that I do. Autobiography of a book, of a yogi, is a book that changed my life. I recommend it to everybody. I think you should read it once. Will Smith's autobiography is also something that I keep on telling people, that listen to it on Audible and also read it. You'll also
Absolutely not.
understand how he
We can't
slapped.
do it. No, 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 no. We can't. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Hold on a minute, Akshata. He first of all slapped someone who's half his size and weight. I'm not going to
No,
give him a high five for
no,
that.
no, 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 Nathan. I'm telling you what. I'm telling you what. When you read that book and
Mhm.
you read about that instance, it completely makes sense. I'll tell you why. Fine if if you guys are getting spoilers. So many people out there will talk about their healing journey. Oh, I did this and then I healed. I went for ayahuasca. I did 14, 15 sessions of ayahuasca. I'm healed. And then they'll preach people.
Can you please tell me what fire in the sky is before you continue? Because I don't know what that is.
Ayahuasca. This, na?
Ah, the okay, the South American herb. Got it. The
Yes.
psychedelic. Mhm.
Yeah. So it's a proper ceremony for those who don't know. Ayahuasca is a herb, not a herb. It's like a potion that's
Yeah.
made from Amazonian herbs and all of that. There's this particular tree, uska paat se use, okay, it's made, and it's a ceremony. So they play music. They have proper instructors who give you that medicine. So it's a proper ceremony of 2 3 days where you are made to drink the medicine, and then you go deep into your subconscious and understand what is going wrong with you. And it's only recommended for people who are very serious about it. So it's not something that you should be doing for fun anyway.
Yeah.
So Will Smith recommends it in his book and talks about all of this, and he talks about things. But growing up, he had a very toxic environment in his house. Okay, his father used to abuse his mother. He always felt growing up that as a man he's not enough, and it's his responsibility to protect the women around him. And
Mhm.
when he slapped that person at the Oscar,
Chris
it
Rock.
made me realize, yes, it made me realize that no matter what these people write about in their books, healing is a massive, massive journey.
Yeah.
And your spontaneous decisions in life often come from those unhealed wounds that you're carrying. If you feel deep down that it's your responsibility to protect women around you, you may end up doing something that's completely reckless without thinking about the repercussions later. So that's why I feel that, like, if you and that's why I think people should read other people's autobiography, because you understand that what most people talk about, they don't have any clue, because they are normal human beings like us. Right now
Yeah.
I can also be preaching about, oh, this is what I want to do, or this is what I learned from this book, or this is what I've learned from my experience. But at the end of the day, it's a journey. We are all imperfect. And once you know more about me, you would understand where that imperfectness or whatever it is stemming out of. So yeah. And anyway, he's narrated it really well. So he's rapped, and he's mimicked different voices. That's why I recommend all.
I will happily pass because I'm not a big fan of bullying. But apart from that, fair enough. If people are interested, and by the way, this is someone who really I love Will Smith, and I'm extremely disappointed. First of all, the thing that happened with his wife and that red table thing where she openly talks about and he doesn't know how to react, bro. Sort yourself out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
oh,
shouldn't be going and slapping anybody. Sort you are the one who needs a slap first of all. First of all. And
yeah.
the thing I didn't like is it's a comedian. Why did no one come up and slap Ricky Gervais? Did you see Ricky Gervais go grill them for the Oscars? Oh
No.
my god, it was epic. Ricky Gervais went into all of them. All of these people are here dressed up just to take an award, and then they preach about poor people when they go back home in their Bentleys and in their mansions. And I was like, who decided to get Ricky Gervais to host the Oscars? That man is first of all deserves an award, and then he's going to get fired because that's what should happen. He went after everybody, and he's sitting
Uh,
there right there. You can't. There's nowhere to go, right? Because he's the host. You can't pan here, pan there. There's no like secondary, host or anything. He just sat there. He leaned into everybody for like 3 hours straight. He just leaned into everybody. It was epic. But I honestly was like, bro, what do you think was going to happen? You get Chris Rock to host the Oscars. A lot of people think Chris Rock is an actor, but in reality, Chris Rock has spent like 10 years doing stand up comedy before he ever became famous. He basically is like Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy, him, Martin, Steve Martin, they all did the same thing. They were all stand up comedians. They got popular like Jerry Seinfeld. They got that TV gig. They got that movie. Did people honestly think Chris Rock was going to come there and like give monologue after monologue because it's the Oscars? And he comes up and he just slaps them and he's like, and then later on, like an hour later, he's there accepting the award, crying out, and everyone's clapping for him. I'm like, you know, that's so weird. Like, all these people will be like a no bullying campaigns and all, but you clearly saw a giant man come and slap him, and that man can't do anything about it, and it was on live TV. Like, and then an hour later, all of them are standing up, giving an applause for him winning best male actor. I'm like, all hypocrites. They're all just standing there. They were fully exposed that day.
I've mentioned it multiple times on different streams now. I watched the Epstein Files on Netflix, and ever
Oh
since
God.
watching that series, my God, my faith in so many things has just gone away. And till date, there are not people who are coming up, and there's so many other actors जिनके साथ ये हो रहा है. People don't talk about it. That there's
No, no.
another actor who used to feature in Big Bang Theory also. He and his wife apparently have abused so many women. They have also come out and spoken about it, and nothing is being done. So I've realized that all of these people, they are hypocrites at the end of the day. जहाँ अपना मतलब निकल रहा है निकालो and then
Yeah.
आगे बढ़ो.
This is a recommendation by Jensen. Anyone wants to read it? Akshata, you said non-fiction, right?
Yeah.
Don't do it right. Jack series show on Amazon, I thought was actually okay, but then again, I did not read the book, so I'm not the best person to argue about that. Jack Reacher is a good show though. I've seen the author of the Jack Reacher series on Joe Rogan show. So it is a very very good set of books and TV show or whatever they do.
Did you
Uh,
watch the final of Stranger Things?
no, I didn't watch one episode of Stranger Things. What? Why? What is that reaction? What is that? Someone gave me so much crap for not watching Game of Thrones like 2 weeks ago. What is that reaction? At least explain it to me. Is it worth the hype? Just tell me. I might watch it now, Anyway,
You
I've just
can. But see, I agree people tend to copy, but that's why I think that is where you need to understand that it's a story at the end of the day, not something that you
Mhm.
should be seeking inspiration from necessarily.
Okay, fair enough. I see it. I'm not opposed to it, but like, okay, I don't know about you, but I don't like this. I watch a lot of TV shows throughout my years. The one thing I liked about TV shows is I know next year, at some point of time, the TV show is going to come up with the next season, unless it's cancelled. There's 2 years and 3 years between the show. I'm like, listen, I'm sure it's a great show. I'm sure it's going to be worth it. But at the same time, we want some consistency, right? Like at the end of the now, there's a great show called Shogun. Uh, Surprise, surprise, and a periodical show recommended by someone who likes history. So, but Shogun was so great, and now I realize that it's going to take 2 years for the next season. So I'm like, oh, come on, man, like don't do this. It was so frustrating. Where I was like, come on, man, I was looking forward to it. No, we're getting some momentum here. We're building something here, and they won
It's
like the most Emmys last year. They won the most Emmys for a single show in their first year running. They had like a historic first season, and then you find out they're going to take a 2 year break.
yeah. And then things change, right? You disconnect from the show. Like it's the same thing happened with The Crown also. I
Yeah.
feel it was at least the first couple of seasons were really nice. I think we
Okay.
can do
I'll
another stream on the British royal family also, Nathan, someday.
Please, yeah, these people will abuse me. I don't want. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with anything British related. I'll tell you, I don't think it's safe to say anything about it. Um, so you said the recommendations were not non-fiction, right? No, sorry, your recommendations were non-fiction. Any fiction books, or did I
40
get
Rules
that
of
a little bit
Love
up?
by Elf Shuff
Sorry, say that again.
is one. 40 Rules of Love by Elif Shafak is good. There's a very where um wait, I'll try to remember the name
Yeah,
of
yeah, please, please. Whatever, take
uh,
your time. There's no rush.
mm, um wait. We are all completely besides ourselves. It's on sibling rivalry, and it's a crazy book on sibling rivalry. So you should try to read that. Um,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Trevor Noah's autobiography also. He had oh bhai, he had such a funny childhood. Trevor Noah. He is also one of my favorite stand-up comedians. Very smart, very intelligent comedy. So if you want to read his audiobook, sorry, autobiography, that's also fun. Uh, Off late, I've not read a lot of fiction to recommend, but must have. Anxious People by Frederick, the guy who's written Anxious People. Wait, again,
Hold
Anxious
on,
People
I'll
was
check.
fun. Frederick Backman. So Frederick Backman also wrote a series of books by the name of Bear Town. So it's, I mean, a set of three books, which is also fun. A Man Called Ove is also fun, which was turned into a book that you can read.
A man called
Yes.
Ove.
Yeah, a fun book.
All right. All right. Now
Yes.
I guess we get to the thing.
Two more books,
Yeah,
which, if
please.
you want to sob like a child, you should definitely read A Thousand Splendid Suns and The Kite Runner. You will legit sob like a child.
Kite Runner. Is that Hosseini fellow?
Khalid Hosseini. Both of them are by Khalid Hosseini, but you'll sob like a child. And even so, this one also, John Green. John Green, I feel, is one of the most smartest people alive. He's also a Liverpool supporter, and he also supports Wimbledon. But what a genius guy! So
Wait,
every book that he writes,
Wimbledon,
he
the
makes sure that
football
the
club?
character is also a lot like him. So the character would know details of, like, would be perfectionist in one area of life. So the protagonist always has those kind of traits, and a lot of people have anyway read what was the book? John Green's book, yeah. Okay, okay. I remember wait, that everybody has read. There's this one John
Did,
Green book that everybody has read.
did
The
you
Fault in
did
Our
you
Stars.
see the Fallen of Stars?
Yeah, Fault.
Did you say he's a Wimbledon fan, like the football team?
Yeah.
Okay,
And a Liverpool supporter.
that's interesting.
So looking for Laska, Fault in Our Stars, Turtle All the Way Down, which I want to go back and read again because Turtle All the Way Down is more about someone who's dealing with anxiety and depression. And, ever since I've been having anxiety, I feel that my perspective towards that book will change. Um, so I want to read that book.
Can I give you a recommendation, because you've been saying that you've been having, you've been thinking about stuff and within yourself and all. Have you ever thought of taking some kind of self defense, maybe jujitsu, boxing, anything like that? I would, I obviously don't have to do it, but I would really recommend you taking a couple of classes and seeing how. I think I think kickboxing, no grappling, because it'll mess you up. Pretty face and everything. Actually, grappling will actually mess you up. That's not. I'm not even making a joke. If you're not willing to, like, go full, it can you can get really badly hurt. I learned that the hard way in judo because I thought I'll do it for fun one college year, and it
Hmm.
just completely shredded my knee. So that was fun that year. But I would really recommend it because I think that does help. There's something about feeling stronger, feeling capable, kind of cuts out the anxiety a little bit.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah,
I don't know if you have something nearby. Obviously, I wouldn't say go out
there's
of your
box
way to
fit
do it.
to my place apparently. So
Boxing,
box fit. So it
box fit.
they also-
What's that?
box fit is a franchise of like it's like cult.
Ah, okay,
Mm.
all right.
Yeah.
Um, so, hmm. All right. I think the moment everyone's been waiting for, right? Let's not delay.
Then
Let's have some fun. One word. Why? I think you already know the question is. So I'm just going to go why.
so I'll tell you what, okay, I was always a vegetarian. I have tried non-vegetarian food because I was born into a Brahmin family and I didn't
Mhm.
want to be a vegetarian because I was forced into being a vegetarian. I wanted to be a vegetarian by choice. So that's why
Mhm.
I did try non-vegetarian food in my college days.
Mhm.
Never liked it, so didn't eat. But where I live in a government society and there are some of the top bureaucrats where I live. And even then, you'll find cows around the area. I live in Delhi. There are cows in this area who are mistreated all the time. You will see them just wandering around the road. You and of course they are being, they are being used for their milk. And apart from that, every day they are just roaming around trying to find food from wherever they
Mhm.
can. And
Mhm.
this is my biggest issue with milk from animals, because of which I wanted to turn vegan, because I feel that these animals are so mistreated. They are put through so much torture and pain, and whatever milk that comes out of it is not something that, I mean, I was just spiritually completely put off by it. I don't want the negative energy
So do you
food.
think it's because of the method of it?
Yeah, like how they're like
Because
force feeding.
there are countries that have really strict rules on it. That's why I was just
Yeah,
curious.
but unfortunately, our country doesn't.
Yeah, no, well, I wasn't trying to defend our country,
Yeah,
but
but if it's being done through good ways, maybe
so
like
you would your it's not a hard stance. It's a stance based on where you are, in
yeah,
other words. So
yeah,
like you
like
would try something if you know it was, how, for lack of a better word, organically sourced. I don't know
yeah,
what the word
maybe
is, so I'll say it like that.
I have to make my decision on it because now everybody know. I mean, it's something that
No,
I'm
no, I mean, yeah, okay, that's
practicing
fine.
also, right?
That's okay.
So
No,
this is
but
something
that
that
reason is a good reason.
I made a decision on. But when you're killing an animal, you're ending their misery also, which is fine. You kill them, you eat them, fine. When you're
Yeah.
putting them through daily torture for milk
Okay.
or for whatever, I mean,
Mhm.
why? That is something that pains me a lot. And it is an individual choice. My family is
Of
still very
course.
much a vegetarian. My mother uses ghee in puja. My
Mhm.
family still, uses milk in puja, all of that. They do whatever they want to do. I have friends who are non-vegetarians. I have no issue with the way they live. I don't
No,
even
no,
get.
I didn't think of it like that. Just so we are
No, I'm
clear, I
just
just
saying,
wanted
like,
to know
I'm
your
just saying,
stance.
but no, I'm just putting this out because a lot of time people think that when someone is a vegan, they force others to also live that way. But I never do that
Mhm.
because I feel that's an individual choice. And this is what gives me peace. I've always in my life been a solution oriented person, Nathan.
Yeah,
If
of
there's a
course.
problem, I want to have a solution. If there's no solution, then I can't really do anything about it. This is my tiny way of giving me comfort that at least I'm doing my bit, which is okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to live in peace. And I'm an empath, and it happens. I know it's difficult for people to understand, but it pains me to see other people in pain. So if I
Then
leave,
why do you hate Manchester United fans so much then? We have one of those people in the chat, guys. They're empathetic until they see another red badge and another red jersey, and then the guns are pointed at us. Unfortunately, no. But I hear it. I honestly I am this shocks the chat all the time because they always try to figure out what I'm eating. But I am actually predominantly vegetarian. The thing is, I love food, and my curiosity for food unfortunately cannot be quenched. So for me, I could never be a vegan based on that, or a vegetarian. By the way, it's not about. First of all, I am half Parsi. We love eggs and cheese. Yeah, we there is no Parsi I know that does not eat eggs and cheese. I'm talking to anyone who's listening. Don't call yourself a Parsi if you're one of those people. I'm telling you first. You'll have heard it here first. Don't call yourself Parsis. But yeah, I mean, like, I get it. And every now and then I watch like foreign content creators, and they're like, organic this and farm produce this and beef, grass fed beef this, and I'm like, if you don't understand how other people eat, bro, this sounds like the most white boy privilege you'll ever hear in your life. These
Yeah.
words, like, we don't have the benefit to put that much money in the industry to get that little out of it when we are trying to sell the products on the return end. And that is why you see organic produce. If we are being frank, if you see these fancy organic produce, these super refined stores, right, where I'm sure everything is all above board, super above board, they are so much more expensive than the average person can afford. And people are like, oh, if you can't follow it, then don't eat it. I'm like, respectfully, go f yourself. Like, you cannot police everybody. What is
Yeah.
reality and what is morality is not the same thing.
Yeah.
And I honestly think I'm sure everyone in the chat would 100% agree with me here. If we could, as you put it, responsibly source all our meat and dairy and even fish for that matter. No one says nobody. You know what?
Yeah.
No, nobody gives a shit about fish. That's what I've realized. There is
They say pani
nobody
pani.
gives a shit. I never heard anyone go, but what about the fish, guys? I've never
Yeah.
heard one person say that. Like, nobody
Go
cares
watch
about the fish.
Conspiracy on Netflix.
Yeah. So that's what I was saying. I think everyone would take that option because I don't think anyone's comfortable with it. But then, you know, such is the game, I guess. At this point of time, things could change. Obviously, Ruchi
Yeah.
is saying you should visit Whole Foods for reference. Akshata, Ruchi is in sunny Southern California, going to USC, and he thinks Indian people can walk into Whole Foods and probably buy peas there because that's what we're able to afford. Because we aren't getting any real produce if we walk into Whole Foods. Let's be real. Nothing affordable, at least. Maybe we'll get a few carrots, if we're lucky. But yeah,
It's
I
about
I
fish.
just wanted to know because even I don't know why, but I had a feeling it was for those reasons you said. But I was just curious because like you said, there are these vegans and vegetarians that eventually I had to cancel out of my life because I don't like people telling me what to eat. Period. I have very few rules in life. That's very high on the list.
And it's
Uh,
also
uh,
a geographical choice. If somebody is living
yeah,
in Goa,
yeah,
it's next to the sea. That's food for them. It doesn't matter what
yeah,
religion or caste they are
yeah.
from. And like, so because I was raised in a Brahmin family, one of my relatives did point out 2, 3 days back, that so and at a relative's wedding, there was non-vegetarian food served. And I was like, first, it's not about religion or caste, it's about geography. Geography decided what people eat and what they don't eat. In cold areas, you won't find vegetables to grow. You have to, at the end of the day, survive on
like
animals.
like straight up, if you live in Norway and you look at I follow somebody who lives in a place called Svalbard. That's like the northernmost town in the world. And I'm looking at like the prices. Obviously, I'm not interested in doing the conversion, but I'm looking at the prices and I'm like, what the fish? They have I mean, I don't eat fish, but they have the most premium, and I mean premium salmon in the world. And that is cheaper than the bloody vegetables because they got to fly it from Oslo every second day. They got to fly the vegetable from Oslo, and God knows where the vegetables come from because Norway is too cold to grow most vegetables anyway. So the vegetables are actually cheaper than the lamb and the fish. And if you try to buy Atlantic salmon over here, you might as well just go home empty-handed because it'll be that expensive. So you're right, it is geography related as well. I completely agree. So thank you for clarifying that because everyone does the why you vegan. Now we know why you're vegan. So hopefully no one keeps asking you that question. Um, Now someone asked earlier in the chat, game changer show that changed your life and got you addicted to TV series. Hold on a minute, I can't
I'm a
hear
late
you.
bloomer.
Oh, now I
I'm
can
a
hear
late
you.
bloomer,
Thank
so I started watching a lot of content
you.
only when I was in college. And in college, I
Okay.
was like watching Modern Family. I started with How I Met Your Mother first, and then Friends, and then I watched Friends, and that was the end of everything. Uske baad, I was like, then I watched everything. I watched Modern Family, Brooklyn Nine Nine, Happy Place,
Seinfeld?
um, Supernaturals. No,
You've not watched Seinfeld?
no, I
Oh,
should. Yeah,
should we create drama,
Ma-
guys? Should we create some drama?
Malcolm in the Middle. Malcolm in the Middle was also
Mm,
fun.
was fun.
Dewey, one of my favorite characters,
Yeah.
bro. What a
What,
character!
what a weirdo.
Yeah, what a
Fun weirdo.
weirdo. What was
Yeah.
that? Big Bang
Um,
Theory. I absolutely love Big Bang Theory. And
what is the
even
other one? What is
Brooklyn
the spin-off?
Nine-Nine,
No, what is the prequel? I guess it's a prequel, isn't
Young
it? What
Sheldon.
is it? Young Sheldon.
Young Sheldon was also fun. Supernaturals. Um, and then
Supernatural is fun.
it was fun. The
It
elder
was fun.
brothers.
Gen 6? Sure.
So yeah, GOT was also great. Succession, like shows I watch a lot. I can commit to a show, a TV series. I cannot commit to a movie, and I cannot
That's
commit.
exactly what I tell people in the chat. All the time they
And
ask
I
me, have you seen
can't
this
even
movie? Have you
commit
seen
to
that movie?
watching Dhurandhar at theaters. I cannot.
That's
At
what I
that
told them. That's what I told them. I told them I'll give it a look if it comes on Netflix. Everyone's like, have you seen Durandar?
even
I'm
then
like,
I'll just like fast forward and watch it for the sake of watching it.
yeah.
Twilight, to bhai, Twilight. I was in school when the books were releasing. Okay,
Mhm.
and that time everybody was reading the Vampire Diaries, sorry,
Yeah.
Twilight
Yeah.
series, and I read the whole series for this one concept in the series called imprinting. When Bella's child is born and Jacob looks at the child and is madly in love. For the concept of imprinting, because it was not explained in the movie well, I went back and read all the books.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Oh,
Yeah. Which
that's
reminds me, in school, I've also read a lot of Nicholas Sparks. So if you're very young and wanting to read a lot of romantic content, Nicholas Sparks writes the best romantic books ever. Mark my words.
sure. We shall do that. Seinfeld is better than Friends, by the way. Sorry.
Fine, I'll do it. I'll even It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is also something I
Oh,
need to
that's
read.
fun. That's fun. Yeah. Um,
Other
okay, come on. Trick question. Couple of questions and let you go. I'm so sorry the time has passed. I thought you'd eat before coming on because that's what I did
I
because I
ate
didn't know how
before
long we were
I
going to
went
speak.
for my walk and then I immediately
Fair
came
enough.
here.
Let's see if she'll get the right guess the right answer. What is the
Bata.
best movie trilogy? This is going to be fun. Don't answer it in the chat, guys. If whoever knows the answer, don't answer.
See, you know what? I'll tell you what. Avengers
That's
has
not
to
a
be number.
trilogy, isn't it? Like five movies?
Yeah, but the three one, the Avengers one, Avengers two, Endgame was. Batman also was nice. Batman was nice. Batman was
Oh my God.
nice. Yes,
Sorry,
Batman.
Akshata. Your
Even
answer is
Iron
wrong.
Man. Oh my, sorry, make a trilogy से सिर्फ ये Marvel वाले और ये याद आता है. But Iron Man also has to be the top three. But Batman,
Unfortunately, Akshata, the right and the only answer is Rush Hour.
not read, not watched. Sorry.
You haven't watched Rush Hour? Oh,
नहीं
guys,
कहाँ मिलेगी
talks.
ये Netflix पे है.
I have no idea. The first movie came out in 2000. Not a clue. Uh,
I'll watch.
Ruchi. Oh God, that means some people didn't get the joke. Anyway, no, it's my favorite trilogy. I
But
can
didn't
watch
you
it
like
forever.
Batman? Batman was so nice. Even
You said
Iron Man.
Batman. Batman was good. They
Iron
were
Man
good.
was so
They were,
nice, yeah.
they were good. They were good. They were good. It's a joke I did with. Basically, I asked one friend one day what's the best trilogy, and she was like Lord of the Rings. I'm like, I don't got 9 hours to watch movies, lady. The only answer is Russia. And she's like, what? Like, yeah, Russia. Guy from Hong Kong, guy from downtown LA. They meet together. Come on, come on. The culture shock in the city of Los Angeles. Mwah. Magic.
You mentioned Hangover. I actually
Hangover was fun.
last year I watched the Hangover series again. And it was so fun, bro.
It is fun. It is fun. No doubt about it.
Sometimes you want to watch shitty cinema.
I mean, I honestly thought it was fun. See, you have to also put it into context of what it is, right? Some people come here and expect like they're going to get Oscar level movies every time. It's not about that. It really depends on what you want to watch. You never found Junta?
The Game Jennifer.
Okay, no.
Oh, Two and a Half Men was also fun, yes. Charlie
Yeah, two and a
Sheen.
half hours. It was great. He was a great podcast, by the way. If you ever want to watch him on Joe Rogan, my God, that man has lived a wild life, wild life. So we'll end on a couple of questions. One is, I asked this to everyone, by the way. If you could live here, I mean, if you could live somewhere else, where would you want to live? That's one question. And the second question is, even if that place which you name is not on top of the list of places you want to live, which is the place you want to go because you think it's magical, just for a visit, not live?
Scotland. Never been, want to go. Because I feel that I want to look, I want to stand next to a castle. At least in my mind, it's like that. That, you're standing next to a castle, over a cliff, overlooking the ocean. And it's windy and cold. And it's just stunning. And there's nobody to be seen. So, yeah, that.
So that
I
that
just
is the place you
it is
okay. So
that.
that is the place that you want to visit. You want to see
Yeah.
if that magic is real or not, as they depict it in the.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And a place that you would want to live in, if not India. Whatever the reference or whatever, you just want to live
Not
there.
imagine myself living anywhere else but in India. And I'm not even thinking about future, but now that you've asked me this,
I mean, it doesn't
maybe
have to be
Scotland
something
only.
you thought about now. It could have
I
been
think
some
maybe
other time.
Scotland only.
Scotland.
Yeah. I like the idea of nature. So if it has to be in India,
Wait, hold
somewhere I
on.
can
You
see
just said, yeah, I
stars.
was just going to say, you never thought of living outside of India, but you want to live in nature and you currently live in Delhi.
Yeah, I know now. Yeah. But I'm like fascinated by stars. So I want to live somewhere where there's so many stars that I'll just like be crazy looking at the stars every night. Huge moon and stars. So yeah,
Mhm.
hopefully if I find some place.
So Scotland is your answer, and also the place you magically want to live. I mean, visit.
Hmm, maybe
Interesting. Live-in is
Japan.
interesting.
I
Live-in's
think Japan
interesting because
would
of
be
the
nice
weather. Japan.
because I think in Japan people are very independent. Um,
Also very
and
lonely, apparently.
yeah, old age also is going to be tough. We can take people from here.
What is this? Repopulating Japan with Indian people. That's the solution.
In Delhi, you cannot watch stars, and on those rare nights, you can look at those 10, 15 stars. I'm just like constantly looking that, oh, see, 1, 2, 10, 15, whatever. So, yeah.
Okay. I mean, there are more questions, but we've run out of time, and I've
No,
also
no, no.
taken way
I
too
can
much of your
stay
time.
for 5 minutes and then I'll go.
No, 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 no. That's absolutely. We'll do this again some other time. I'll come better prepared. I just wanted us to be like, just wherever the conversation goes. I didn't want to force it in any direction. I like asking the where do you want to live question because I'm always curious to see everyone in the chat's answer as well as the person who answer because everyone's
Very.
default answer is where do I want to live? Actually, I answered this yesterday after you left. There is this channel on YouTube. He's making me fall even more in love with the place. I didn't tell everyone in the chat, so I'll tell them today. I watched it, in fact, When you told me we're going to be delayed today, I watched his latest video. I was like, oh, excellent! I can watch this before coming live. I was so happy. It's a channel called Just Dream Italy. I'm telling you, I'm getting so old. The littlest of things make me happy. the the fact that I could just watch the show, so I could I mean, anyway, the YouTube channel is called Just Dream Italy. He basically shows houses for sale, but the way he does it is he talks a little bit about the region. He has all this beautiful production quality, and
Mhm.
obviously, I'm sure no one's surprised to hear when I say every now and then he takes you to the local restaurants. If there's a good one in the area, he's showing the houses. So I get to see, cuisine native to the region, whatever their specialties are, whether it's a different kind of grape for a wine or a mushroom or a kind of fish, even though I don't eat it. But it's just out of curiosity, certain desserts that you may see somewhere, you don't know where they originate from, so he then tells you it's originated from this region. It's Italy, and it's in a region called Puglia, and Pugli, and it has everything. It has beautiful churches, it has rolling hills, it has vineyards if you're partially alcoholic. Uh, it has all these self-sustaining farms that you were talking about, the organic
Yes.
produce, meat, everything, wine, olive oil. I saw one place have balsamic vinegar, which is
Wow.
crazy because it takes you forever to make real balsamic vinegar. So yeah, Italy, I'm in love. I am so in love with Italy. Seriously.
Nice.
Anyway, guys, I've rambled on enough. I'm sure you could have listened to Akshata for a few more hours, but our time is up. And I shall see you guys. God, tomorrow 6 o'clock, early kickoff. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't ask me what the prediction is. Just let's play the game. Fed up of this team already. Take care, guys. Do follow Fanball Meet on Twitter. I put it up. I put it up earlier. I've tagged Akshata on the channel. You have to make sure she does lives once a week now. We're gonna peer pressure her into consistency for YouTube and stuff. And do keep an eye out on Fanball Meet, guys, because
Thank you.
I, in all seriousness, you don't know which city is going to be the next one. And then you can see your favorite content creators live. Maybe you can roast a couple of them for fun. Up to you. Uh, Take care, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.